Hi everyone, it's AutoCAD Addict, best of Delta. I hope you are all doing great. Well, if you are not time, I want to say thank you for hanging around. If you are a first timer, thanks for joining us today. Alright, so in our last video we looked at exercise 18. In today's video we are going to be looking at exercise 19. Alright, so taking a look at these dimensions here, you'll find out that these dimensions are not in millimeters. Alright, judging from the sizes of this dimension, you will know that they are not in millimeters, they are rather in inches. Alright, so because of that, there will be a little change in the way we do open up our AutoCAD environment. So quickly, let's delve into the business of today. So we'll go to CAD. Alright, so since the dimensions of our design is in inches, so to open up this model space, you go to where my cursor is right now at the top left of your screen. Then you click on this icon here where my cursor is right now by left clicking on the mouse. Then this dialog box comes up. The dialog box called select template. Alright, since our dimensions is in inches, we are going to be using AutoCAD. Okay, so I'll click on AutoCAD. So once you've done that, all your dimensions are going to be in inches. Alright, they are going to be in inches. So let's go back to our PDF document to get the dimensions and also determine we are going to be starting off our design from. Alright, so back to our PDF document. Alright, so okay, judging from this drawing, I would like to start off this design from the left where my cursor is right now. Okay, alright, so the dimensions we've got here, okay, we'll have a radius. Alright, a radius of dimension 0.437 inches. Alright, that is to both ends. This is for 0.437, and this way to the right is also 0.437. Then this the outer radius here, we have the dimension is 0.750. Alright, to both ends as well, 0.750. Alright, so, and the distance between the centers of this radius is 1 inches. Alright, so let's go to CAD and drawing this. Okay, so same mode, we'll start off by creating layers. So I'll go to the layers row, click on layers properties. Alright, then you the layers property dialog box comes, so then you right click on the mouse, then go straight to this option here where you have new layer, left click on the mouse, then you type in the you name the layer you want to create. So in this case we are going to be calling this layer construct 1 layer. Alright, present, and the color of this construct 1 layer is going to be cyan. Alright, so you double click on this white box here, then you come straight to this color where my cursor is right now, click on it by left clicking on the mouse, that is cyan color. Then we'll go ahead and create another layer called diamond layer. Alright, diamond layer, then press enter on the keyboard. Again, the color of this layer is going to be deep blue, so I'll click on blue, then click OK. Once you're done creating the layers, we'll go straight up and close the layers property dialog box. Alright, so straight up we'll go straight to the draw ribbon, click on the cycle tool, click on it. Then we want to start off our drawing from the origin of the border space, so we'll type in 0, 0. Alright, type in 0, 0 in the command line, then press enter on the keyboard. Once you do that, I will then zoom in. Okay, I will zoom out so that our drawing or design will be centralized. Now in this case, the dimension of this cycle we're about to draw in is 0.437, just like we got from our PDF document. For the first radius is 0.437, so you type in for 0.437 in the command line, then you press enter on the keyboard. Okay, as you can see, that is very small. Now first up, I'm going to get rid of this yes, I'm going to get rid of this UCS icon here at the center of a drawing. So I'll click on it to highlight it by left clicking on the mouse, then I'll right click, go straight to the last option on this dialog box here. Then I will deselect show UCS icon at origin. Then I'll have to zoom in so that you see what we are doing, our design, okay, so that it will be more visible to the eyes. Alright, so I will zoom in then pan to centralize our drawing. I guess this size is okay, so I'll leave it at that. Next up, we are going to draw in a circle that we used to form the second radius we got from our PDF document. Dimension of that circle is going to be of radius 0.750. Okay, so go straight to the draw ribbon, click on the circle tool where my cursor is right now, then come straight to this point. Now we want this cursor to lock to the center point of this first circle, but that is not happening. Why is that? So go straight to the bottom right of our screen, click on the object snap tool, click on draw diamond of the object snap tool, ensure intersection option is selected, midpoints, endpoint, center point are selected, and then you go back to drawing. Now we can locate the center point of this cycle, so lock our cursor to this center point. So you lock your cursor to that center point, then left click on the mouse, then type in the radius of this cycle, which is 0.750, then press enter on the keyboard. Now next up, we've been told that the distance between these centers, alright, the distance, we're also going to draw a similar similar cycles to the right of our screen, but the distance that is going to be between these centers of these cycles is going to be 1 inches. Alright, so first of all, we'll draw in construction lines, so enable us locate the exact center point of the cycles we are going to be drawing it to the right of our screen. Alright, so I'll go to the drop down menu of the layers ribbon, click on it, then click on the construct one layer, because we want to produce construction line. So we'll take our layer to the, we'll make the construct one layer our current layer. Alright, so having done that, you go straight to the draw ribbon, click on the drop down menu of the draw ribbon, then you click on construction line where my cursor is right now. Click on it by left clicking on the mouse. Sorry about that. You left click on the mouse to select the construction line. Then next up, you take your cursor to the center point of this cycles here, you lock it to that center point. What we want to do now is to produce vertical and horizontal construction lines. Alright, so you left click on the mouse to get a vertical construction line. Okay, and then you lock your cursor to the vertical at 90 degrees, then left click on the mouse, then lock another construction line, horizontal construction line to horizontal at 0 degrees, then you left click on the mouse. Having done that, you press escape to exit the construction line. Then next up, we are going to offset this vertical construction line at a distance of 1 inches. Alright, so let's do that. So you go to the modify ribbon, you click on the offset tool. Having done that, you now specify the offset distance, which is 1 inches in this case. You type in 1 in the command line, then press enter on the keyboard. Then next up, go straight to the line you want to offset. In this case, you're offsetting this vertical construction line to the right of our screen. So I'll click on it, then take my cursor to the right of the screen to indicate the direction of the offset. Alright, so I'll click on this vertical construction line here by left clicking on the mouse, take my cursor down to the right, giving direction to CAD that this is the direction which I want design. So having done that, we'll now press the escape key on the keyboard to exit that offset command. The next step, we'll go straight to the draw ribbon, click on the cycle tool, then do produce similar cycles here, or we can easily copy these cycles to this center using this point of intersection as the center of these cycles. Alright, so I believe we should do that. So I'll go straight to the modify ribbon, you click on copy. Alright, then you click on the object or the design you want to copy by left clicking on the mouse to select it, then press enter on the keyboard. Then you'll be asked to specify the base point of your copy. Now in this case, it's going to be the center of this cycle. You specify by left clicking on the mouse, lock your cursor to this center point, then you left click on the mouse, then you lock it to this other point of intersection. Alright, having done that, you can press escape key to exit that command, then you press the space bar to re-enter the previous command. Press the space bar on the keyboard to re-enter previous command, then you select the other design you want to copy, in this case which is this bigger cycle, you left click on the mouse to select it, then press enter on the keyboard. Then next up, you will have to specify the base point of your copy, which is also the center point of this cycle. Lock your cursor to that center point or the point of intersection of these construction lines, then left click on the mouse to select it, then lock it to this other point of intersection, just like that. Then press escape key to exit the command. So now we've succeeded in producing these cycles. So the other stuff that is expected of us is to get a tangent line that is going to touch these cycles at tangent points. Okay, these cycles. All right, so this tangent line is going to be joining these two cycles, the outer cycles and the smaller cycles inscribed in the bigger cycle at one point. All right, so in this case, we go to the bottom right of our screen where we have the object snap to click on the drop down menu, ensure the tangent option is highlighted here. So once it's highlighted, then you can go ahead and deselect some of these other options so that we don't have difficulties locating the tangent point on these cycles. All right, having done that, you go straight to your draw ribbon, then you click the line tool. Then you come straight to your cycles, locate any tangent point on this cycle where my cursor is right now. Click on it by left clicking on the mouse. Go to this, as you can see, we are still on the construct one layer, which is not supposed to be. All right, so what you have to do is exit this command by pressing escape key on the keyboard, then go back to the layers ribbon. All right, click on the drop down menu of the layers ribbon, then click on this 0 layer to, which is our main layer, to make it our current layer. Having done that, then you go straight to the line draw ribbon, then click the line tool. All right, locate the tangent point on this cycle, click on it by left clicking on the mouse. Come to the second cycle, locate the tangent point, click on it by left clicking on the mouse. Do same with the inner cycle. Press the space bar on the keyboard to re-enter previous command. Locate the tangent point on this smaller cycle. Do same on the second smaller cycle by left clicking on the mouse. Press escape key to exit the command. Do same at the bottom of our design. Locate the tangent point on the bigger cycle. Come to the second bigger cycle, locate the tangent point. Press escape key to exit the command. Press spacebar to re-enter previous command. Do same with the inner cycles at the bottom. Locate tangent points, left click on the mouse. So that's exactly what we want. Next up, we're going to trim up these lines, take off some of the lines that we don't need here using the trim command. So I'll go straight to the command line, type in trim, then press enter on the keyboard. Now once you've typed in trim and press enter on the keyboard, you'll be asked to select all the objects in the model space. So do that, you press enter again on the keyboard. So you go straight to the lines you don't need, and you left click on the mouse. Now the trim command is used to get rid of lines that we don't need in our designs. All right, so in these cases I'll be clicking on the lines that I don't need in this design. So I'll go straight, I'll place my cursor above the lines that I don't need, and I'll left click on the mouse just like so. All right, so you do same here, do same here, do same here, 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 and here. Just continue doing that. Click on the lines you don't need. See how it's getting rid of these lines. All right, click, 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 click. All right, so that is looking like what we have, more like what we have in our PDF document. So next up, we'll go back to I'll press the escape key on the keyboard to exit the trim command. So go back to our PDF document to get more dimensions. All right, so we're done with this shape here, this design here, this part of the design. So next up, we want to locate the center point of these other parts. All right, so moving forward, we want to locate the center point here. All right, so to get the center point here, all right, so to get a center point, all right, to get a center point, we have to know the distance between these centers. All right, so to get the distance between those centers will be kind of difficult. All right, except we've done this. All right, so the distance between this center here, from this very center to this center here, all right, this circumference here, is 5.80 inches. 5.80 inches. 5.80. 5.80 inches. So let's do that. All right, so I'll go back to CAD. All right, then I'll click on go straight to our construction line, because what we want to use now is construction line. So you go to cycle, using this as the center point. Okay, let's go back to our object snap, select back the intersection option, midpoint, center, and the rest. All right, so using this as the center, left click on the mouse. Okay, after left clicking on the mouse, the radius in this case is going to be 5.804. then press enter on the keyboard. All right, in this case it's becoming too big, so we are going to zoom out a little bit, then we'll pan, zoom out and pan. All right, so having done that, we can now use the offset command to offset this vertical distance. Yes, this vertical construction line at a distance of that 5.80. so go to modify, click on this offset, let's offset this at 5.804, press enter on the keyboard, then left click on this vertical construction line, offsetting it to the right. So I'll click on this, take it to the right. So that is exactly what we need there. All right, so I'll see zoom out, right, then pan. Okay, so what next? Let's go back to our PDF document. So having done that, so next up is to, okay, so all right, so here is going to be serving us yeah, let's get the dimensions of these radiuses. Okay, we'll have this radius. All right, so we'll have 8.75 radius twice to both sides of drawing, 8.75. then the inner radius here is yes, 0.438. the inner radius is 0.438, the outer radius is 8.75. so go straight to sorry, all right, this point of intersection is going to be the center. All right, center of those radiuses. All right, so let's do that. Back to our main layer, go to layer ribbon, click on drawing main of the layer ribbon, click on the zero layer to make it our current layer. So go straight to the drawing ribbon, click on the cycle tool. Here lock your cursor to this point of intersection, click on it by left clicking on the mouse, type in the radius, which is 0.875 for the outer radius, press enter on the keyboard, then all right, then press the space bar on the keyboard to re-enter previous command. Lock your cursor using this same center. All right, left click on the mouse, type in the radius, in this case 0.438, press enter on the keyboard. All right, so having done that, all right, so we'll go back to our PDF document. All right, so from the center, the distance between this center and this center here, where my cursor is right now, the distance between these two centers is 2.312. all right, 2.312 inches. 2.312 inches. All right, so 2.31 inches. So we are going to offset. So all right, so we are getting a vertical construction line here at the center. All right, that is the center of our cycle. We offset that vertical construction line to the left at a distance of 2.312 inches. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So let's go back to yes, let's go back to CAD. All right, so we're offsetting this vertical construction line to the left at a distance of 2.312. all right, so you go to the modify ribbon, then you click on the offset tool where my cursor, I click on it by left clicking on the mouse, then you type in the offset distance, in this case 2.312, then press enter on the keyboard, then you go to the line you want to offset which is this vertical construction line. We're offsetting it to the left, all right, to the left of our screen. So you left click on the mouse, take your cursor to the left to give direction to CAD. So you've done that. All right, so we'll go back to our PDF document. Here we'll get the dimensions of this cycle here at the center of our design, and the dimensions here are 1.75 and 1.25, 1.75 and 1.125. sorry, the inner cycle is of diameter 1.125, and the outer cycle is of diameter 1.75. all right, so go to CAD, using this as the center of our cycles. Go to the drawing board, click on the cycle tool, lock your cursor to this point of intersection. all right, left click on the mouse. Now the dimension of the inner cycle is of 1.125 in diameter. So you press D to in the command line to tell CAD you want to type in the dimension of the diameter. all right, so you type in D for diameter, then press enter on the keyboard, then type in the dimension, which in this case 1.125, then press enter on the keyboard, then press spacebar on the keyboard to re-enter the previous command. Lock your cursor to this center as well, left click on the mouse, then type in D for to tell CAD that you're about to type in diameter. all right, then in this case is 1.750, right, then press enter on the keyboard. Now that's exactly what we want. So next up, moving forward, we'll go to back to our PDF document. So here, as you can see, to get the center point, yes, to get the center point of this other radius here, we're going to get an angular construction line of 40 degrees. The point of intersection of this angular construction line on the circumference of the other yes, on the circumference of the bigger cycle produced using that construction line is going to be serving as center point of this radius. Hope you understand what I just said there. all right, so to get this center point here, all right, we are going to produce an angular construction line cutting across the center point of these cycles here at the middle of our design. Now the point of intersection of this angular construction line and the circumference here, that circumference produced by a construction line, is going to be serving as the center point of our radiuses here. So to do that, so we'll go back to CAD. all right, so go back to CAD, you go straight to the draw ribbon, click on the drop down menu of the draw ribbon. Before I do that, let's make the construction layer our current layer. So you go to the layers ribbon, click on the drop down menu of the layers ribbon, then click on construct one layer. Having done that, then you go straight to the draw ribbon, click on the drop down menu of the draw ribbon, you click on construction line where my cursor is right now. Click on it by left clicking on the mouse, then you type in A for angular, press enter on the keyboard, then you type in the angular the angle we need, which in this case is 40 degrees. Type in 40 and press enter on the keyboard, then lock this angular construction line to this point of intersection, left click on the mouse. Having done that, now the center point here is going to be this point of intersection between this angular construction line and this bigger cycle here, this bigger cycle of radius 5.80 inches in radius or so. Yeah, all right, so this point of intersection here where my cursor is right is going to be serving as center point of those cycles. all right, those radius, sorry. So to do that, we'll go back to our PDF document, get the dimensions of these radiuses, all right, so the dimension of this radius is 0.438 and 0.625, 0.438 and 0.438 for the inner radius, and the outer radius is 0.875. all right, so back to CAD, go back to our main layer, which is the zero layer. all right, then you go to the drawing and click on the cycle tool, lock your cursor to this point of intersection, left click on the mouse, type in the radius, which is 0.438 for the inner radius, press enter on the keyboard, then press the spacebar on the keyboard to re-enter the previous command using same center. all right, lock your cursor to this point, left click on the mouse, type in the radius, which is in this case is 0.875. 0.875. Press enter on the keyboard. Alright, so having done that, we'll moving forward, we'll go back to our PDF document. Alright, so in this case we are trying to produce something similar to what we did here at the left of our at the left and right left side of our screen. Sorry, to the left of our screen here. So we're trying to produce something similar here to the right of our screen. Alright, so to do that, judging from this center point here, this circumference here, cutting across the center of this design we've got here at the right of our screen here. So the radius here, okay, we are going to be getting, okay, so what do we do here? We had the radius here 0.834, 0.438. so what we've got here already, we'll be having. Alright, so we are going to be producing cycles of radius. The radius of these cycles we're going to be producing will be a total of 4.804 blocks 0.438 for this, to get this shape here. Then to get this other curve here, this curve here, we'll add alright, we'll add 0.875 to this distance here, 5.804. so I it's Friday here over here. I don't want to stress myself mentally, so I'm just going to calculator. Alright, so type in calculator here, calculator. Just open up the calculator app. Alright, okay, so the radius, to get this curve, the radius of the circle we are going to be producing is going to be 5.804 plus 0.438, right, equals 6.242. Alright, so to get this curve here, we are going to be producing a cycle of radius 6.242, using this as the center of that cycle. Alright, so let's do that. Back to CAD, 6.242. Alright, so this will be the center of that cycle. So go back to our main layer. We're already on our main layer, so go straight to the drawing board, click on the cycle tool, lock our cursor to this point of intersection, type in the radius 6.242, press enter on the keyboard. That's exactly what you need. Alright, so next up, to get rid of this, alright, so we want to produce this other curve here that will be touching these two cycles at tangent points as well. Alright, so to do that, we'll go to our calculator. Alright, so you sum up 5.804 plus 0.875. Alright, 875 equals 6.679. 6.679. Alright, so go to the drawing board, click on the cycle tool, using this as also the center of our cycle. Type in the radius 6.679, press enter on the keyboard. So that's what we need there. Okay, so that's all we need there. Alright, so back to our PDF document, we also need this curve here. Alright, so to get that curve, we are going to subtract this. Alright, we are going to subtract, yes, we are going to subtract this radius from this distance here. Alright, so back to our calculator, 5.804 minus 0.438 equals 5.366. 5.366. Alright, we'll get go to our drawing board, click on this cycle tool, lock our cursor, using this also as the center of the cycle. Left click on the mouse, type in the radius 5.366 366, then press enter on the keyboard. So that's exactly what we need. So having gotten that, so next up we'll use the trim command to get rid of the other part of the cycles that we've done. All we need in this case are just these curves here. Alright, so use the trim command to get rid of other parts of the cycle. So just simply type in trim in the command line, then press enter on the keyboard, press enter again, select all the objects in the model space. So once you've done that, you go straight to the lines you don't need. So in this case we don't need this. I'll click on it to trim it off. We don't need this as well. We don't need this, this, right, this, 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 okay. Right, so let's zoom in. Okay, so we don't need this. Click, 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 click. Alright, so we're done with that. So some of the objects we can't change that because there's no intersection there, so we'll just select them. Alright, select this as well, then press delete on the keyboard. Do same here, select this here, press delete on the keyboard. Alright, so we zoom out. So this also select this bad boys here, select them, then press delete on the keyboard. Alright, so having done that, so moving forward, let's zoom in a little bit so I will see what we're doing. I'll point to centralize it. So moving forward, go back to our PDF document. Alright, so we want to get these cycles here. Alright, so we want to get these cycles here. So how do we do that? To get these cycles here, you have to offset here this construction line here, alright, at the center of this cycle here, at the to the left at a distance of 0.750. Okay, then offset the horizontal construction line to the top at a distance of 1.875. So back to CAD, offset the horizontal construction line design points at a distance of 1.875. Press enter on the keyboard. Click on the line when you're offsetting the horizontal to the top. Take your cursor to the top. Alright, then offset this construction line. Click on offset. The offset is 0.750. Press enter on the keyboard. We're offsetting this here to the left. So this point here, press escape to the offset command. Now this point of intersection here is going to be serving as center of those cycles. Alright, so let's do that. Back to our PDF document. So the dimension of these cycles is of diameter 0.75 and 1.625. The inner cycle is of diameter 0.750 and the outer cycle is of diameter 1.625. So back to our CAD, AutoCAD. Go to the draw ribbon, click on the cycle tool, look your cursor to this point of intersection, left click on the mouse, then type in the dimension. Type D to tell CAD that you are about to type in dimension of diameter, then type in the diameter, which is 0.750. Sorry, 0.750. Press enter on the keyboard. Press the spacebar to enter previous command. lock your cursor to this point as well. Left click on the mouse, type in the diameter. Now type D for diameter, then type in the diameter, which is 1.625, then press enter on the keyboard. So that's it. That's exactly what we need right there. So moving forward back to our PDF document. Now we've got some fillets here. Okay, we've got a fillet here of what's the dimension of this fillet? 0.625. all right, 0.625 to the top and bottom on both sides there. All right, so right here also we've got another arc here of radius 1.375. All right, so we're going to produce another cycle of radius 1.375. all right, so go to this draw ribbon, click on the cycle tool, lock your cursor to this point of intersection. All right, type in the radius of the cycle, which is 1.375, press enter on the keyboard. So that's exactly what we need right there. So next to back to our PDF document. So to get this fillet here, we are going to use the cycle tool called the turn radius kind of cycle tool. All right, so the turn radius kind of cycle, and the radius of this cycle to cycle is going to be 0.625. all right, to both ends. We'll do same here at the bottom and also do another similar activity here at the top. all right, so let's do that. Back to CAD, go to the drawing board, click on the draw diamond of the cycle tool, then go to the turn radius cycle tool, left click on the mouse to select it, then come over here. When you need the fillet, you choose a tangent point on this outer cycle here by left clicking on the mouse, come to this other cycle here, or arc, or whatever you should call it, choose a tangent point and also left click, then type in the radius of the cycle you need, in this case 0.625, then press enter on the keyboard. So that's exactly what we need right there. So you come to the top here as well, press the space bar on the keyboard to re-enter the previous command, choose a tangent point here on this cycle, choose a tangent point here. As you can see, we are having difficulty locating tangent points. Okay, we've got a tangent point there, so left click on the mouse. Sorry, that didn't go well. Come back here to the draw ribbon, click on the cycle tool, which is a turn radius kind of cycle tool. Locate tangent point, click on it by left clicking on the mouse, come to this other arc here, locate the tangent point, then type in the radius 0.625, press enter on the keyboard. That's what we need right there. So we'll use the trim command to get rid of some of these other parts of the drawing. So type in trim in the command line, press enter, then press enter. Select all the objects in the model space. Having done that, you come straight to lines you don't need and you click on them. In this case, we don't need the entire cycle. All we need is an arc, right there, serving as a fillet. All right, so I'll just place my cursor here above this part of the cycle, then left click on the mouse to get rid of it. Come here, do same, left click on the mouse. We don't need this part, left click on it here, that won't go. So I will left click on this, do same here, and do same here. I'll zoom out. All right, trim of this. So don't need these two, so I'll click on these ones here, here, all right, here, I swear. Okay, so I'll press escape key to exit the trim command. I'll select these other lines that I couldn't delete, trim out, select them by left clicking on them, place your cursor on it, then left click on it, then press delete on the keyboard. So that should do it. So next up, we'll get a straight a tangent line that will touch this arc here at one point and come down and touch this other one at one point as well. All right, so let's do that. So go straight to back to CAD, click the line tool, locate the tangent point on this arc here. Okay, that's not happening, so let's deselect some of these options. Let's deselect these options and leave only the tangent option. All right, so locate the tangent point here, come down here, locate the tangent point. So that's what we need right there. So next up, use the trim command again type in trim, press enter again twice. Alright, so delete this, trim off these lines here, don't need this. So this is all what we need there. Alright, so let's zoom out a little bit. I'm kind of seeing double line here. Is that correct? Let's pan, zoom in. Okay, got no issues there, so let's pan. Alright, so next up, press escape to exit that command. So next up, go back to our PDF document. Okay, I think we are in the right. So next up, we are going to put in this fillet here. Alright, this arc you see here, and the radius of this arc is 1.750. 1.750. Alright, so we also use the tan kind of radius cycle tool to produce this arc here, or should I call it fillet. Alright, so let's do that. This arc here. Alright, so let's do that. Go to back to CAD. Alright, back to CAD. Go to the cycle tool. 1.7, what is the dimension again? 1.750. Come to the drawing board, click on the tan radius kind of cycle tool. Left click on the mouse, choose a target point on this cycle, left click on it, come over here, choose a target point, left click on it, then type in the radius 1.750, press enter on the keyboard. That's all we need. So next up, type in trim in the command line, press enter again, select all the objects in the model space, and go straight to the lines you don't need. This part of the cycle we don't need, click on it to get rid of it. Yeah, we don't need this, we don't need this. Let's zoom out a little bit. We also do not need that, but we cannot use the trim command to get rid of it. So let's see if the pan will work out here. Okay, that didn't go well, so let's escape again to exit the trim command, then select this by left clicking on the mouse, press delete on the keyboard. So I think this is looking like more like what we have on our PDF document. I'll zoom out so you see what's going on. Okay, so this is more like what we have in our PDF document. You can see we have too many construction lines, so you might not really understand if we've gotten the right design or not. So I'm going to turn off these construction lines. So I'll go straight to the layers ribbon, click on the drop down menu of the layers ribbon. That will turn off this line, but I'll click on it to turn off these construction lines. Alright, so that's it. As you can see, let's zoom out. Yes, that as much. We've got double line here, and this is not good for design. Okay, so we've got to do something about this. Type in trim in the command line, press enter again. Alright, so that is it. Sorry about that. Okay, so next up is to put in the dimensions. Alright, this I really do not know how to call this this shape here, this design, but I feel like it could be more related to the shape of this gasket, you know, for engine parts. Alright, when two metals meet. Okay, so kind of use gasket to prevent metal to metal working off engine parts. Alright, so you could have a gasket in this shape. Okay, so do not think of it as a totally useless design. Okay, so you could have a gasket in this shape. Alright, so that's it. So let's put in the dimensions. So go back to the layers ribbon, click on drop down of layers ribbon, click on the diamond layer to make it our current layer. Then you go to dimension, click on go to annotation, then you click on dimension. Alright, so you go to the lines you want to dimension, place your cursor there, click on it, take it to any position you want to put in the dimension. Then left click on the mouse, go to the next. Alright, okay, let me turn off this objects now for a while. Okay, do same here. Turn it back on. Intersection option, select it. Alright, come back here, this point here. Sorry about that. Go back to dimension. And that's not what I need. I need this center point here. Okay, that's what I need. Just need that to get the center point there. Alright, so I'll delete this, get rid of this. Alright, so I'll come back here, make some adjustment here, change position down to this side. This is where I need the dimension to be. Alright, so that's it. So moving forward, putting other dimensions. Okay, the dimension test. What is this? Right, we do not need this level of precision, so I'm going to make some changes. Go to the annotation ribbon, click on the drop down of the annotation ribbon, go to dimension style, click on it by left clicking on the mouse. This dialog box, dimension style manager dialog box comes up. Go to the modify tab, click on it, then go to yes, primary units tab, then come to this precision. I think 2.00 2 decimal places precision will be okay for now. So I'll click OK. Once you satisfy with the changes, you close this point. Alright, so I think this is better. So we'll proceed with other parts here. Need this dimension here. What is this? Yes, sure. Okay, I'm gonna adjust the position of the test. Okay, I'll just get rid of it. I don't want it to be cutting the dimension test to be cutting across our drawings, so I'll just get rid of that dimension there. Click on dimension, put in these dimensions here. Alright, adjust this position by clicking on it. Come this way, better here. Okay, then this. Here, then here. Okay, here put dimension here. Alright, put in the dimensions here. Turn back on the subject snap tool. Locate this point of intersection. This point. I want to get the distance between these 2 points here. .80. Okay. Just the position of this. Okay, dimension here, this point to this point. .31. What else are we missing? Okay, this point down to this point. We're missing anything else here? Is there anything else we're missing out here? I don't think so. Alright, so that's it. That's our design right there. So next up is to take it to paper space. And how do we do that? Come straight to the bottom left of our screen. Click on the layout one here. Okay, then we can adjust this borderline to the edge of the paper here. Click on it until it turns red. Does not until it turns red. Then you adjust it to whatever point you need by left clicking on it. Just click on it, then you drag to whatever extent. Okay, in this case I need it here, so that's it. Alright, so having done that, you can still pan here. You pan, okay, then you double click here to make adjustments to the size of your drawing as well, your design or whatever you call it. Alright, so click on drop down of this zoom tool here, and you can use the zoom rate time to make adjustments to the size of your drawing until you are comfortable with the size. You can leave it there. I think I'm okay with this. So you pan to centralize here. Okay, if you're okay with this size, then you press escape to exit the command. So next up, As you can see, we don't need the grid lines here, so I'm going to turn it off. So to turn it off, you come to the bottom right of the screen where my cursor is right now. As you can see, we are in the paper space. Alright, so we are going to switch back to the middle space by clicking on this paper. Left click on the mouse. Okay, we are now back in the model space even while we're still in the paper space. Okay, so to turn off the grid, you come straight to this point, grid mode, you click on it. That's it. That's when they click back on this model space to switch back to the paper space. Right, so having done that, if you're okay with this, that's a nice looking design, sweet design. Okay, so that's it. So if you watch to this very extent, thanks, kudos, this your reward. Okay, all right. So thanks for watching. And for the new timers, for the first timers, sorry, for the newcomers, the first timers, I advise you go watch my previous videos so that you understand all what this channel is all about, and be able to follow the previous tutorials. You'll be able to understand all what you're driving at. Okay, so thanks, and God bless you all, and I hope I'll see you in the next video.